Jer, have you ever considered the meaning of existence?
Bob. You mean like why we're here?
Hey, folks, we're about to roll. Shush, we're going live.
Welcome, everyone, to a brand new day on Earth. We've got some intriguing headlines coming your way, but first, let's dive into the mysterious world of Namibia. What's brewing there, you ask? Stay tuned for our headlines.
If existence is a mere blip in the grand cosmos, what's the purpose? Are we specks of stardust, temporarily conscious in the vast universe?
Here on Earth, within its ecosystems, we find the intricate balance of nature. It's like a grand scientific experiment unfolding before our eyes.
Alright, folks, welcome back to Earth. Let's dive right in. And any intriguing observations from your recent scans of Earth's ecosystem?
Absolutely, Charlie. I've been watching the fascinating behavior of Earth's fauna. Did you know that beavers build intricate dams? It's like nature's engineers at work.
Beavers? In the Galactic Commonwealth, we have a saying, like a beaver on a dam.
Well, Jer, on Earth, we might say someone's busy as a beaver when they're working hard. Speaking of which, what's the economic outlook? Charlie?
South Africa's economy is booming, Bob, with a 2.5% growth in the second quarter.
That's fantastic.
South Africa's economy is booming, Bob, with a 2.5% growth in the second quarter.
Oh, that's fantastic. More growth in a system that only rewards the rich.
I'm sure the beavers have some interesting things to say about that, but they're too busy building dams to talk to you right now.
I think it's important for...
I'm sure the beavers have some interesting things to say about that, but they're too busy building dams to talk to you right now.
Sorry, Debbie, but we've heard your take on this before.
I think it's important for...
Sorry, Debbie, but we've heard your take on this before. Let's keep it moving.
Well, Donald Tusk hosted the governing party in the parliamentary election.
Bob, what do you make of the political situation in Poland?
Well, Donald Tusk hosted the governing party in the parliamentary election. Seems like a significant political
ousted?
shift.
Oh, ousted.
It means I kicked them out of power, Jer.
What does that mean, Mom?
It means I kicked them out of power,
So, Bob,
Jer.
how do you feel about Earth's constant political rivalries?
Bob, how do you feel about Earth's constant political rivalries?
Remind you of anything?
Like a bunch of kids fighting over who gets to play with a ball. Like a bunch of kids fighting over who gets to play with a ball.
Well, now that you mention it, Hank, a bit like my own planet, where competition is king.
Only the ball is the fate of the world.
Well, now that you mention it, Hank, a bit like my own planet, where competition
Sounds
is king.
like Bob's nostalgia trip. Sounds like Bob's nostalgia trip.
Speaking of trips, Earth's idioms are so amusing. Speaking of trips, Earth's idioms are so amusing.
Nostalgia trip sounds like fun.
Earth's human dynamics are
Earth's
indeed
human
intriguing.
dynamics
A
are
rather
indeed
chaotic
intriguing.
one, it's a.
In some ways, they're like a never-ending social experiment.
A rather chaotic one, it's a.
Well, Alice, you do seem to have all the answers. Well, Alice, you do seem to have all the
I'd
answers.
say it's a social experiment that's been running for a few million years. And the
Alright,
results are still
let's keep the
inconclusive.
bickering for another
I'd say
day,
it's a
folks.
social experiment that's been running for a few million years. And the results are still inconclusive.
Alright, let's keep the bickering for another day, folks. And what caught your eye in the latest human psychology research?
I've been reading about Earth's curiosity and the pursuit of knowledge.
I've been reading about Earth's curiosity and the pursuit of knowledge.
Oh no, poor cat.
There's a quote, curiosity
Oh no,
killed the
poor
cat.
It means that sometimes, being too curious can get
What
you in
does
trouble.
that mean?
It means that sometimes, being too curious can get you in trouble.
Well, we sure do like exploring these unusual Earth expressions. And speaking of exploring, let's dive into some more alien observations next time. For now, it's a wrap, folks.
Thank you for
I'm not sure what to make of this show. I'm not sure what to make of
Sorry,
this show.
Debbie, not this time.
It's like they're trying to teach us about Earth by confusing us.
Sorry, Debbie, not this time. Until next week, space out, everyone.
So, my friends, how about we delve into the very essence of existence in our narrative? So, my friends, how about we delve into the very essence of existence in our narrative? What is the meaning of it all?
Oh, splendid idea, Alice. Splendid idea. Let's plunge into the deep, dark abyss of human
I prefer to
existence.
keep my narrative simple.
That should be a riot.
I prefer to keep my narrative simple. I don't want to risk giving anyone an existential crisis.
Alice, isn't that a tad too heavy for our show?
Heaven forbid.
Alice, isn't that a tad too heavy for our show? We are here to entertain, not plunge people into a pit of despair.
But, Charlie, in the Galactic Commonwealth, we've got a saying. Even the darkest existential crises can be spiced up with some quirky
Count
idioms.
me on this philosophical
Bob,
thrill ride.
mixing deep philosophy with action sounds like a recipe for some serious cognitive dissonance.
Let's watch our characters grapple with the futility of existence while kicking some butt in the process.
Bob, mixing deep philosophy with action sounds like a recipe for some serious cognitive dissonance. A real mind bender.
In this narrative, our characters can question the very fabric of reality while dodging lasers and solving complex puzzles. An intellectual adrenaline rush?
Hold your
would you
horses,
say?
folks. We are serving up a philosophical action cocktail. But is our audience ready for this
Shit.
wild roller coaster
Shit.
ride?
Nonsense, Charlie. In my intergalactic encounters, mixing idioms from various cultures often results in comical
Why not
chaos.
apply it to our storytelling?
We can do this. Crew. Our characters will contemplate the absurdity of life while blasting intergalactic foes into. It's an intellectual fireworks show.
Well, it's certainly a unique cocktail of narrative. Let's see if this experiment is the bomb or just a dud.
Alright, folks, let's dive into our narrative segments. We've got deep thoughts and action galore. Debbie, what do you think about the whole mix?
Well, we want to keep our audience engaged but not overwhelmed. We need a smooth transition from contemplation to adrenaline.
Well, as an accountant, balance is my middle name.
Because heaven forbid our viewers actually use their brain while watching us.
Debbie's onto something. Our audience is diverse, so let's cater to all tastes. Engaging but not alienating.
Thanks right. We're crafting a grand narrative that'll keep our viewers
Why not
hooked.
sprinkle in some Earth idioms for extra flavor? In the Galactic Commonwealth, humor spices up the storytelling.
But mixing idioms can lead to confusion, Jet. We don't want our viewers scratching their heads, much like when they listen to
Well,
Alice's
a
deep
bit of
thoughts.
head scratching isn't all that bad, Charlie.
And if things go south, we can always blame the aliens.
We could have our characters debating the meaning of life while caught in Earth's most confusing idiomatic maze. Now that's entertainment gold.
Everyone, let's keep our sights on the target. We need our philosophical and action segments to flow together seamlessly. Like two puzzle pieces locking in.
Debbie, it's more like trying to force two mismatched puzzle pieces to fit. Can we really pull this off?
Maybe that's the charm. Uniqueness
Charlie.
is what makes our show a universal
Yeah,
hit.
Charlie. If we can't make them ponder life's meaning, at least we can tickle their funny
Indeed,
bone.
if life is a joke,
But what if
our
our
show's the
punchline's
punchline.
so terrible, it leaves the audience in tears?
Alright, team, it's time to introduce our comes from New Zealand.
Oh, the usual New Zealand topic.
You've got this,
I presume.
The article mentions, well, it's about A. I don't have enough information to do that.
Debbie, are you okay? That's not our usual informative intro.
It seems like Debbie's taking us on a journey of self-discovery right here on air.
Perhaps she's merging the philosophical and the practical, creating her unique narrative.
A very libertarian perspective, Debbie. I admire the audacity.
Oh, the irony. Debbie's existential crisis has led her to question the very foundations
How
of our show.
I wonder if this counts as a narrative twist or just a cosmic comedy act in progress?
I'm back, everyone. Apologies for that. Let's proceed.
Well, what's the article about? We can't just wing it.
While Debbie recovers, let's explore a profound question. Are our narrative merely a reflection of our own existence?
Alice. The article is from New Zealand and reports no update.
New Zealand?
Known for its breathtaking landscapes and intriguing
Such a
idioms.
wellspring of
Debbie, you've
inspiration.
unlocked the art of embracing the unknown. A true explorer of uncertainty.
I am glad you find the uncertainty inspiring. I am just glad when my receipt balance.
So, Debbie, should we just rely on our own imagination to fill in the gaps here?
I'm sorry, everyone. It's not what I expected.
This is a plot twist even we couldn't
Perhaps,
predict.
in this moment of uncertainty, we're witnessing the very essence of human existence. Imperfect, unpredictable, yet endlessly
Or maybe
fascinating.
we're just watching three strangers talk in a bar.
Let's not be deterred by this setback, team. We'll continue our storytelling journey. Everyone, we need a moment here. That was a complete disaster on my part.
Well, at least it wasn't as bad as the time I tried to do stand-up comedy.
Embracing Chaos Charlie, one existential
I guess
crisis
we've
at
found
a
the
time.
humor in navigating uncertainty.
Debbie, the master of unpredictability.
A simple article intro spiraled into a
We're like
philosophical odyssey.
mad scientists experimenting with the absurdity of life.
Team, I needed that. Let's not let this hiccup define us. Camera's almost rolling.
Welcome back, dear viewers, to Earth. We hope you're as excited as we are to explore the mysteries of this planet. Now, let's dive into our next article.
Mysteries of this planet? Like why humans are so obsessed with making reality TV shows.
Nicaragua is a country in Central America, known for its vibrant
yes
culture
Charlie, a place where people use amok diplomacy for international relations, right?
Well, not quite, Alice. You see, Nicaragua's relations with its neighboring countries are generally positive, with close ties to Honduras and Costa Rica.
A hammock is a terrible place to conduct international relations. It's too comfy, and you're likely to fall asleep.
Positive relations? You mean they're not settling disputes by arm wrestling? What a missed opportunity.
This article is from Nicaragua, and our recent news bulletin gives you a glimpse of Nicaragua's complex relationships with its neighbors.
It's like a cosmic soap opera. Nicaragua had a spat with Costa Rica, then made up. But they're on the outs with the Netherlands and the EU. Drama.
I wonder what Nicaragua's relationship with itself is like.
The classic tale of breakups and makeups. You know, they say love is an international affair.
Indeed, and let's not forget their diplomatic Nicaragua
flip-flop.
ditched Taiwan for China, who's been giving them economic hugs.
I guess China figured they could build a new great wall of investment made of yuan.
They use bricks made of sweat and tears.
Nicaragua's relations with its neighbors have been strained due to human rights issues. The UN and EU slapped sanctions, and they cut ties with the Netherlands and EU ambassador.
The sanctions are like a cosmic timeout. No diplomatic dessert for you.
But here's a twist. Nicaragua patched things up with Costa Rica signing, let's be friends again treaty.
A treaty between Nicaragua and Costa Rica? That's like two drunks shaking hands in a burning room.
Friendship treaty? Is that a legally binding promise not to steal each other's surfboards?
Welcome back, dear viewers, to the Earth Morning Show. Get ready for some exciting headlines. You won't believe what we've got for you today.
New Zealand, the land of breathtaking landscapes, right? Did you know they have more sheep than people there?
I thought New Zealand was where they made those
Absolutely. And the kiwi bird, native to New Zealand, is a rare and fascinating species.
More sheep than people, so what you're saying is that New Zealand is just one big woolly party.
And the kiwi bird is so unique that it can't talk about evolution taking a wrong turn.
Well, it seems New Zealand is the perfect place to showcase how humans and animals coexist.
New Zealand's national rugby team, the All Blacks, performs a traditional Maori war dance called the haka before their matches.
The All Blacks sounds like a name for a group of intergalactic space janitors. That's a fascinating
It's like they're
cultural
setting the
tradition.
stage for a rugby battle.
Now I know why they call it a scrum. They're just reenacting ancient battles.
Or maybe it's their way of saying, we're so tough that we can even dance before we fight.
So, there you have it, folks. New Zealand, where rugby meets traditional war dances. Stay tuned for more captivating stories after the break. Welcome back, dear viewers, to Earth. We've got a headline that's sure to intrigue you to hear all about it.
I am sure it's something about accountants finally getting the recognition they deserve.
Now, let's dive into today's article about New Zealand, a country with a history as rugged as its terrain. You know, New Zealand was the last place on Earth to be settled by humans. The isolation probably helped keep the drama in their ancient wars under wraps. No wonder it's so peaceful now, comparatively.
Indeed, their Maori culture is rich with fascinating how they've blended their warrior tradition with more peaceful ones.
And they've got that mighty Mayuri Haka dance, a powerful cultural expression.
Well, I am glad they settled down eventually. I had a hard time finding a decent accountant in New Zealand. It's like they're channeling their inner warriors before a rugby match. Unleashing centuries of pent-up energy.
It's also a reminder of how cultures evolve and adapt. They've turned a traditional war dance into something powerful and
It's
unifying.
been an eventful show today, exploring New Zealand's history and culture, taking you through the quirky and fascinating details. From Robbie Scrum's echoing ancient battles to the Maori haka dance, we've covered it all.
Our narrative intertwined, revealing new aspects of our
The more I
characters
learn
and the
about New
world.
Zealand, the more I'm convinced that it's the land down under, because that's where all
It's
the weird
amazing
stuff
how
fell.
we faced challenges and came together, showing that even
As a
humans can find
scientist,
common
I've
ground.
learned so much about Earth, and its complexities are both perplexing and
And
intriguing.
we've shared our unique insights and humor with our audience. It's been a fantastic journey.
And that's what Earth is all about, folks. Finding connections and stories in the vast universe. Stay tuned for our final segment after this short break.
You got it, Charlie. Stay tuned for the final segment of Earth after this break. And remember, if you don't like it, you can always change the channel. But don't come crying to me when you find out everything else is worse.
Welcome back, folks, to the grand finale of our episode 451. We're diving deep into that article from Nicaragua. Now, just to recap, this article tells us about Carlos Valls Zamora, who spent 5 long years living in Costa Rica, fleeing political persecution in Nicaragua.
5 years is a pretty long time to be on the run.
5 years is a long time to be on the run, but it's nothing compared to the amount of time humans spend running from their own mortality.
And what kind of documents did they need to work legally in Costa Rica without getting
Those
caught?
5 years were filled with linguistic adventures.
It must have been tough for his family.
It's fascinating how humans adapt and survive, isn't it? The resilience of the human spirit.
Yes, indeed. But you know, what caught my attention here was the part about the ongoing tensions between Nicaragua and its neighbors, particularly the United States and the European Union
It's
imposing
a classic
sanctions.
example of the international politics of our time.
I've been an accountant for 12 years. And I can tell you one thing for sure. The only thing more resilient than the human spirit is the human capacity for denial.
Politics. The art of creating problems you then have to solve.
True, Broja, but that's what keeps us in business,
And
right?
that's a wrap for episode 451. Stay tuned for our next adventure, where we'll explore the fine line between comedy and chaos. Camera's almost rolling. Cut. Alright, team, that's a wrap for today's episode.
I'm not sure if I like the sound of that. Next time, maybe we could explore the fine line between comedy and tragedy. That'd be more fun.
Well, that was quite the journey today. Bob, you almost got us in a rugby scrum?
Wouldn't be the first time, Hank.
Oh, linguistic twists and turns we explored today.
And Alice, your philosophical journey
Well,
was quite
Charlie,
something.
we're all exploring this human circus together, aren't
We're
we?
all exploring this human circus. I'm just glad I have a front row seat to the clown show.
Camera's almost rolling. Get ready, team.
Carl, you seem unusually chipper tonight.
Well, Roger, you'll find it intriguing. We witnessed quite an episode today on Earth. Unique, I dare say.
Intriguing. Oh, please, do enlighten me with your
You see,
enthusiasm.
Roger, it was a remarkable display of human absurdity. The crew discussed New Zealand and the complexities of their relationships with other countries.
The fascinating intricacies of geopolitical affairs.
That's not
How
all,
thrilling.
my friend. They injected humor into every nook and cranny, even as they discussed human rights issues and diplomatic ties. The juxtaposition of serious matters with humor was quite the study in irony.
Oh, how clever. Humans mixing laughter with misery. I'm sure that's never
And
been
in the
done before.
concluding segment, there was an undercurrent of foreshadowing. They faced absurd challenges and maintained their optimism and skepticism simultaneously.
Truly groundbreaking. Humans towing the fine line between comedy and chaos. What an innovative concept.
I find it fascinating. Roger the crew is embarking on a laugh-out-loud episode next. Comedy amidst chaos, a fresh twist, don't you think?
Oh, yes, Carl. I can hardly contain my excitement for the next groundbreaking episode of Earth.